Your mind is under siege every single night. While you sleep, while you scroll, while you drift through the hours between sunset and dawn, your thoughts spiral into chaos. You replay failures, you rehearse tomorrow's anxieties, you let the noise of the day poison what should be your sanctuary. But what if I told you that the greatest minds in history used the darkness not to escape from life, but to rebuild their inner strength? What if those quiet hours before sleep could become your most powerful weapon? Tonight everything changes. The ancient Stoics discovered something profound about the human mind. They understood that how you end your day determines how you begin tomorrow. They knew that the night wasn't just for rest, it was for reconstruction. While everyone else lets their thoughts run wild in the darkness, you're going to learn 5 brutal rituals that will forge an unbreakable mindset. These aren't gentle bedtime routines or feel-good habits. These are mental disciplines that demand everything from you. They will strip away the weakness, the self-doubt, and the mental clutter that keeps you stuck. They will rebuild your mind from the ground up, piece by piece, thought by thought. By the time you master these rituals, you'll possess a level of mental clarity and emotional strength that most people never experience. Here's what makes this different from everything else you've tried. These rituals aren't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. They're about facing reality with brutal honesty. They're about taking complete responsibility for your thoughts, your reactions, and your future. They're about becoming the architect of your own mental fortress. I've spent years studying the practices of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. I've tested these principles in my own life during the darkest moments when everything seemed to fall apart. What I discovered will challenge everything you think you know about building mental strength. These 5 rituals aren't just exercises, they're transformations. Each one will push you beyond your comfort zone and demand that you confront the person you've been avoiding in the mirror. The first ritual alone will revolutionize how you process failure and setback. The second will teach you to see criticism and rejection as gifts rather than wounds. By the third, you'll learn to find power in the very situations that once made you feel helpless. The fourth will show you how to turn your deepest fears into your greatest sources of strength. And the fifth ritual will change how you see yourself forever. But here's the warning. These practices require discipline that most people aren't willing to embrace. They demand that you sit with discomfort, that you question your assumptions, that you rebuild your identity from the foundation up. If you're looking for easy answers or quick fixes, this isn't for you. If you want transformation that lasts, if you're ready to do the work that separates the strong from the weak, then let's begin. The night is where warriors are forged. While others drift into mindless entertainment or endless scrolling, you're going to use these hours to become unstoppable. Every evening becomes an opportunity to strengthen your resolve, clarify your purpose, and prepare your mind for whatever tomorrow brings. This isn't about escaping from reality, it's about becoming so mentally strong that reality bends to your will. Think about this. Every night you have a choice. You can let your thoughts wander into worry, regret, and distraction. You can end your day feeling scattered, anxious, and weak. Or you can take control. You can use the darkness to forge the light within you. You can transform the quiet hours into your greatest advantage. The Stoics understood something that modern society has forgotten. They knew that mental strength isn't built during the easy moments. It's forged in the crucible of difficulty, in the moments when you're tired, when you're vulnerable, when your defenses are down. That's why these nighttime rituals are so powerful. They catch you when your guard is lowered and build strength in the very moments when most people allow weakness to creep in. Ritual number 1 is called the daily inventory. This isn't about beating yourself up or dwelling on mistakes. This is about becoming a scientist of your own behavior. Every night before you sleep, you're going to conduct a thorough examination of your day. But not the way most people do it. You're not going to focus on what happened to you. You're going to focus on how you responded to what happened. The Stoics believed that events themselves are neutral. What gives them power over us is our interpretation and our reaction. So your first brutal ritual is to strip away all the external circumstances and examine only your responses. Did you react with wisdom or emotion? Did you choose strength or weakness? Did you act according to your values, or did you let circumstances control you? Here's how you do it. Sit in complete silence with no distractions, no phone, no music, no escape routes. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short of my standards? What will I do differently tomorrow? But here's the crucial part. You're not allowed to blame anyone else. You're not allowed to make excuses. You're not allowed to focus on things outside your control. You can only examine your own choices, your own reactions, your own growth. This ritual is brutal because it forces you to take complete responsibility for your life. No more victim mentality, no more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for the world to change. You become the sole architect of your experience. When you practice this consistently, something remarkable happens. You stop being reactive and start being responsive. You stop being a passenger in your life and become the driver. Marcus Aurelius practiced this ritual every single night. He would write in his journal, examining his thoughts, his actions, his progress toward becoming the person he wanted to be. He didn't sugarcoat his failures or make excuses for his weaknesses. He looked at himself with the cold, clear eyes of a surgeon, identifying exactly what needed to be cut away and what needed to be strengthened. The power of this ritual isn't just in the reflection. It's in the commitment to growth that follows. When you honestly assess your day, you create a roadmap for tomorrow. You identify your patterns, your triggers, your areas of weakness. But more importantly, you take ownership of changing them. You stop hoping that life will get easier and start working to get stronger. This is where most people fail. They either skip the self-examination entirely, living on autopilot, or they turn it into a session of self-pity and blame. The Stoic approach is different. It's honest but not harsh. It's demanding but not destructive. It's about becoming better, not about feeling worse. Tomorrow night, when you sit down for your daily inventory, you might discover things about yourself that surprise you. You might realize that you've been giving your power away to people who don't deserve it. You might see patterns of weakness that you've been ignoring. You might recognize opportunities for strength that you've been missing. This awareness is the first step toward transformation. The daily inventory teaches you that every day is both a test and a lesson. Every interaction, every challenge, every moment of stress becomes data for your growth. You stop seeing setbacks as failures and start seeing them as information. You stop seeing difficulties as problems and start seeing them as training. Your entire perspective shifts from victim to student to master. But this is only the beginning. The first ritual builds the foundation of self-awareness. The next 4 rituals will take that awareness and forge it into unbreakable mental strength. Each one builds on the last, creating a system that transforms not just how you think, but who you are. You are. Ritual number 2 will test everything you think you know about strength. It's called the death meditation. And it's the practice that separates those who truly understand life from those who merely exist. Every night, you're going to confront the one truth that most people spend their entire lives running from. You're going to meditate on your own mortality. This isn't morbid thinking, this isn't depression or negativity, this is the most liberating practice you'll ever discover. When you truly understand that your time is limited, that this day might be your last, that every breath is borrowed, something profound happens to your priorities. All the petty concerns, the meaningless worries, the endless distractions that consume your mental energy suddenly lose their grip on you. Here's how you practice the death meditation. Lie in bed and imagine this is your final night. Picture yourself taking your last breath. Feel the weight of everything you've left undone, unsaid, unexperienced. But don't stop there. Go deeper. Imagine the people who will remember you. What will they say? What impact did you leave? What legacy are you creating with the choices you make every single day? The ancient Stoics practiced this meditation not to become obsessed with death, but to become obsessed with life. When you regularly confront your mortality, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop procrastinating on your dreams. You stop holding grudges that poison your peace. You stop living as if you have forever to become the person you want to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about death, not because he was morbid, but because he understood its power to clarify priorities. He knew that remembering death is remembering life. When you practice this meditation consistently, you develop what the Stoics called memento mori, the discipline of remembering that you will die. This remembrance doesn't paralyze you with fear. It liberates you with urgency. Think about how differently you would live if you knew you only had 1 year left. Would you waste time arguing about trivial matters? Would you stay in relationships that drain your soul? Would you postpone the work that truly matters to you? The death meditation brings this clarity to every single night. It strips away the illusion that you have unlimited time and forces you to confront what really deserves your energy. But here's where this ritual becomes truly brutal. You're not just meditating on your own death. You're meditating on the death of everyone you love. You're imagining life without the people who matter most to you. This isn't cruel. It's essential. When you truly understand that everyone in your life is temporary, you stop taking them for granted. You stop wasting precious moments on resentment, anger, or petty conflicts. The death meditation teaches you that time is your most valuable currency. Every hour you spend in bitterness is an hour stolen from joy. Every day you postpone forgiveness is a day lost to love. Every moment you waste on meaningless activities is a moment you can never reclaim. This awareness transforms how you spend your days and how you treat the people in your life. This practice will change your relationship with fear. When you regularly confront the ultimate fear, the fear of death, all other fears shrink in comparison. The fear of failure becomes insignificant when you realize that not trying is the real failure. The fear of rejection loses its power when you understand that time spent hiding from connection is time wasted. The fear of judgment becomes irrelevant when you recognize that everyone judging you will also someday be gone. Ritual number 3 takes this awareness and turns it into action. It's called the voluntary discomfort, and it's designed to build mental resilience by deliberately choosing hardship. While everyone else seeks comfort and ease, you're going to train your mind by voluntarily embracing difficulty. This isn't about punishing yourself or creating unnecessary suffering. This is about building the mental muscles you need to handle whatever life throws at you. The Stoics understood that comfort breeds weakness and challenge breeds strength. They deliberately practiced discomfort to prepare themselves for real hardship. Every night you're going to choose one form of voluntary discomfort. It might be taking a cold shower when you want warmth. It might be going to bed hungry when you could easily eat. It might be sleeping on the floor when your bed is calling. It might be sitting in silence when you crave entertainment. The specific discomfort doesn't matter. What matters is the choice to embrace difficulty instead of avoiding it. Here's what happens when you practice voluntary discomfort consistently. You realize that most of your suffering comes not from external circumstances, but from your resistance to those circumstances. You discover that you're far stronger than you believed. You develop confidence that comes not from avoiding challenges, but from knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. The power of this ritual lies in the gap between what you want and what you choose. When you voluntarily choose discomfort, you're exercising the most important muscle in your mental arsenal, your ability to delay gratification and act according to your principles rather than your impulses. This is the foundation of all mental strength. Think about the strongest people you know. They didn't become strong by avoiding difficulty. They became strong by facing it, by choosing it, by using it as fuel for growth. The voluntary discomfort ritual gives you the same opportunity every single night. You get to practice being strong in small ways so that when life demands strength in big ways, you're ready. But this ritual requires absolute honesty with yourself. You can't fake your way through voluntary discomfort. You can't pretend you're choosing hardship when you're really just going through the motions. The discomfort has to be real. The choice has to be genuine. The challenge has to push you beyond your comfort zone. Seneca practiced this by regularly giving up luxuries he enjoyed. Sleeping on hard surfaces, wearing simple clothes, eating plain food. He wasn't punishing himself. He was training himself. He was building the mental resilience that would serve him when real hardship arrived. And it did arrive. When he faced exile, political persecution, and eventually death, he met these challenges with the strength he had built through voluntary practice. The voluntary discomfort ritual teaches you that you are not a slave to your desires. You don't have to eat every time you're hungry. You don't have to seek comfort every time you're uncomfortable. You don't have to avoid every difficulty that presents itself. You have the power to choose your response to any situation, and that power grows stronger every time you exercise it. This is where mental freedom begins. When you realize that you can choose discomfort, you realize that you can choose anything. When you prove to yourself that you can handle voluntary hardship, you prove that you can handle involuntary hardship. When you train in the darkness of your bedroom, you prepare for the battles of your life. Ritual number 4 will challenge your understanding of control itself. It's called the sphere of choice, and it's the practice that separates those who are controlled by circumstances from those who control their response to circumstances. Every night you're going to clearly define what is and isn't within your power. This ritual strips away every illusion about control you've been carrying. Most people live in constant frustration because they're trying to control things that were never theirs to control. They exhaust themselves fighting battles they can never win. They waste precious mental energy on outcomes that depend on other people, on circumstances, on forces beyond their influence. The sphere of choice ritual forces you to draw a clear line between what belongs to you and what doesn't. Every night you're going to examine your day and categorize everything that happened. On one side, you place everything within your control. Your thoughts, your reactions, your decisions, your effort, your values. On the other side, you place everything outside your control. Other people's actions, the weather, the economy, the past, the future, other people's opinions of you. Here's the brutal truth this ritual reveals. The sphere of what you actually control is much smaller than you think, but it's also much more powerful than you realize. When you stop wasting energy on things outside your control and focus entirely on what's within your power, you become unstoppable. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the master of your responses. Epictetus, who spent years as a slave before becoming one of history's greatest philosophers, understood this principle better than anyone. He couldn't control his captivity, his physical limitations, or the treatment he received from others. But he could control his thoughts, his interpretations, his mental freedom. He developed such mastery over his sphere of choice that even as a slave, he was freer than most free men. The practice works like this. Before you sleep, review your day and identify every moment of frustration, anxiety, or upset. For each one, ask yourself this question: was I trying to control something outside my sphere of choice? The answer will almost always be yes. You were frustrated because someone didn't respond the way you wanted. You were anxious about an outcome you couldn't guarantee. You were upset about something that happened in the past that you can't change. This ritual is brutal because it forces you to confront how much of your mental energy you've been wasting. It reveals how often you've been fighting unwinnable battles. It shows you that most of your suffering comes not from what happens to you, but from your attempts to control what happens to you. But here's where the transformation begins. When you clearly understand your sphere of choice, you can pour all your energy into that sphere. Instead of trying to control other people's actions, you focus on controlling your responses. Instead of trying to control outcomes, you focus on controlling your effort. Instead of trying to control the future, you focus on controlling your present choices. Marcus Aurelius spent his nights practicing this discipline. As Emperor of Rome, he had more power than almost anyone in history. Yet he understood that even he couldn't control everything. He couldn't control plagues, wars, betrayals, or the actions of others. But he could control his thoughts, his decisions, his character. He focused his enormous energy on his sphere of choice and became one of the most respected leaders in human history. The sphere of choice ritual teaches you that freedom doesn't come from getting what you want. It comes from wanting what you choose. When you align your desires with your power, when you focus your energy on what you can actually influence, you develop a sense of agency that no external circumstance can touch. This practice will revolutionize your relationships. Instead of trying to change other people, you'll focus on changing how you respond to them. Instead of demanding that others meet your expectations, you'll focus on managing your own reactions. Instead of getting frustrated when people don't behave the way you want, you'll focus on behaving the way you want regardless of how they act. The power of this ritual extends beyond just managing frustration. It builds genuine confidence. When you know exactly what you can and cannot control, you stop second-guessing yourself. You stop worrying about variables beyond your influence. You develop the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're focusing your energy where it can actually make a difference. But this ritual requires ruthless honesty. You can't pretend something is within your control when it isn't. You can't fool yourself into thinking you have power over outcomes when you only have power over inputs. You have to face the reality that your sphere of choice is limited. But within that sphere, you are absolutely sovereign. Every night as you practice the sphere of choice, you're training your mind to distinguish between what you can influence and what you cannot. You're building the wisdom to know the difference and the strength to act accordingly. You're developing the mental discipline that separates those who are buffeted by every wind from those who remain steady no matter what storms arise. This leads us to the fifth and final ritual, the one that will fundamentally change how you see yourself and your place in the world. It's called the view from above, and it's the practice that grants you the perspective of the gods themselves. Every night, you're going to lift your consciousness above your immediate circumstances and see your life from a cosmic perspective. You're going to zoom out from your daily concerns and view them from the scale of years, decades, centuries, millennia. You're going to see yourself not as the center of the universe, but as one small part of a vast and magnificent whole. This isn't about making yourself feel insignificant. It's about gaining the perspective that makes you truly significant. When you can see your life from this elevated viewpoint, your problems don't disappear, but they take their proper proportions. The things that seem overwhelming in the moment reveal themselves to be temporary challenges in the grand story of your existence. The view from above ritual begins with a simple visualization. Imagine yourself rising above your bedroom, above your house, above your city. Keep rising until you can see your entire country, your continent, your planet floating in the vastness of space. From this perspective, look down at the person lying in bed, worrying about tomorrow's meeting, yesterday's mistake, or next month's challenge. what you'll discover is profound. The concerns that felt so urgent, so overwhelming, so all-consuming suddenly seem manageable. Not because they don't matter, but because you can see them in their proper context. You're not minimizing your challenges, you're maximizing your perspective. Marcus Aurelius practiced this meditation regularly, reminding himself that he was just one emperor among many who had ruled Rome, one human being among billions who had walked the earth, one moment in the endless flow of time. This perspective didn't make him passive or indifferent. It made him wise. It helped him focus on what truly mattered and let go of what didn't. The view from above teaches you that your current circumstances, no matter how difficult, are temporary. The pain you're feeling will pass. The challenge you're facing will be resolved. The person you are today is not the person you'll be tomorrow, next year, or next decade. You are constantly growing, changing, evolving. Your problems are not permanent fixtures in your life. They are temporary visitors that will eventually leave. But this ritual offers more than just perspective on problems. It offers perspective on possibilities. When you see yourself from above, you also see the vast potential that lies before you. You see all the choices you haven't made yet, all the people you haven't met, all the experiences you haven't had. You see that your story is still being written and that you hold the pen. The practice works by first calming your immediate emotional reactions. When you're angry, worried, or overwhelmed, it's almost impossible to think clearly. The view from above gives you the emotional distance you need to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. It reminds you that this too shall pass, that you've overcome challenges before, that you have the strength to handle whatever comes next. This ritual also connects you to something larger than yourself. When you see yourself as part of the cosmic order, as one thread in the vast tapestry of existence, you develop humility and wisdom. You stop taking yourself so seriously while taking your responsibilities more seriously. You realize that your actions matter not because you're the center of the universe, but because you're a meaningful part of something magnificent. The view from above transforms how you handle success and failure. Success doesn't go to your head because you can see it in proper perspective. Failure doesn't crush your spirit because you can see it as one moment in a much larger story. Both become experiences to learn from rather than identities to adopt. These 5 brutal rituals work together to forge a mind that cannot be broken. The daily inventory builds self-awareness. The death meditation creates urgency and clarity. The voluntary discomfort builds resilience. The sphere of choice focuses your energy. The view from above provides perspective and wisdom. When you practice these rituals consistently, night after night, they become more than exercises. They become who you are. They reshape your neural pathways, your automatic responses, your fundamental approach to life. You develop what the Stoics called the discipline of desire, the discipline of action, and the discipline of ascent. You become master of your thoughts, your emotions, and your choices. The transformation doesn't happen overnight. These rituals require commitment, consistency, and courage. There will be nights when you don't want to practice them. There will be times when they feel difficult, uncomfortable, even painful. That's when they're working. That's when you're growing. That's when you're building the mental strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. But here's what makes this journey worth every moment of discomfort. As these rituals reshape your mind, they reshape your reality. You stop being reactive and become responsive. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your experience. You stop living at the mercy of your emotions and start living according to your values. Your nights become sacred ground where weakness dies and strength is born. When others collapse into mindless scrolling or escape into entertainment, you enter the forge. You sit with discomfort. You face truth. You choose growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, transformation over stagnation. This is what separates you from everyone else. While they drift through their evenings unconscious and unfocused, you use every moment as fuel for becoming unstoppable. Your bedroom becomes a monastery. Your final hours become a training ground. Your thoughts become weapons forged in the fire of deliberate practice. Think about where you'll be in 1 year if you practice these 5 rituals consistently. Imagine the mental strength you'll possess. Picture the clarity that will guide your decisions. Envision the unshakable confidence that will carry you through any storm. This isn't fantasy. This is the inevitable result of disciplined practice. The person you are right now, reading these words, struggling with doubt, wrestling with weakness, carrying the weight of past failures and future fears. This person is about to transform. Not through magic or motivation, but through the systematic rebuilding of your mind. Night by night, ritual by ritual, choice by choice. But transformation demands sacrifice. You'll have to sacrifice the comfort of avoiding hard truths. You'll have to sacrifice the luxury of blaming others for your problems. You'll have to sacrifice the familiar patterns that keep you stuck but feel safe. This is the price of becoming extraordinary. The Stoics knew that most people would never pay this price. They understood that the majority would choose the easy path, the comfortable illusion, the gentle lie that says you can grow without changing, succeed without struggling, become strong without facing weakness. They were right. Most people will read about these rituals and never practice them. Most will be inspired for a moment and then return to their old patterns. The question that matters is simple. Which person will you be? Will you be among the many who admire strength from a distance, or the few who build it in the darkness? Will you be someone who talks about transformation, or someone who lives it? Will you be a student of philosophy, or a practitioner of power? Your answer starts tonight. When you close your eyes, you'll have a choice. You can drift into unconsciousness the way you always have, letting your thoughts wander where they will, processing your day the way everyone else does. Or you can begin the work of rebuilding your mind according to ancient wisdom and timeless principles. The first night will be the hardest. Your mind will resist, your emotions will rebel, your habits will pull you back toward comfort and familiarity. This resistance is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you're doing something powerful. You're breaking patterns that have controlled you for years. You're choosing growth over stagnation. By the 7th night, something will shift. The rituals will begin to feel natural. Your mind will start to crave the clarity they provide. You'll notice that you're handling stress differently, responding to challenges with more wisdom, approaching problems with greater calm. The foundation of transformation will be taking root. By the 30th night, you'll be a different person. Not dramatically, not obviously, but fundamentally. Your thoughts will be sharper. Your emotions will be steadier. Your responses will be wiser. People around you will start to notice something different about you. They won't be able to name it, but they'll sense a strength that wasn't there before. Tonight you have everything you need to begin. These 5 brutal rituals are not theories or concepts. They are tools forged by the greatest minds in history and tested in the crucible of real struggle. The daily inventory, the death meditation, the voluntary discomfort, the sphere of choice, the view from above. Together they form an unbreakable system for mental transformation. The darkness awaits your decision. Will you use it to drift into weakness or forge unstoppable strength? Your new life begins when you close your eyes.